Hey guys, right, it's Brett from Iron Body Martial Arts. Thanks for joining in on the channel here. Been here for about 9 years. I run a channel that focuses mainly on old style traditional martial arts and conditioning training, but also lots of aspects of endurance, toughness, martial arts training in general. It's spread into a lot of different things. From time to time I do a review. So I'm going to go into today having a look at the Nike Free, the current sort of 2018, 2019, 2021, whatever you want to call it, the current model or one of the current models of Nike Free shoes. Nike Free, the 5.0s, if you can see it there. So I'm going to talk about this as how it was for training, weightlifting, endurance exercise, general wearing, you know, what my opinions are. A couple of years ago I did a review on the older Nike 5.0. That was like one of the best shoes, best training shoes I owned. I used it to death, and we'll talk about some of the features of why it ended up dying, and it wasn't because it ran out of padding, and also some of the pitfalls of a shoe like this, a free run shoe. This is kind of like an in-between, so let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a look at the shoe here, yeah? So it's a pretty, there's loads of different designs, but it's a pretty good design of shoe, and it's using this free technology that they've got from the old Ethiopian runners, yeah? But it's made out of like an elastic, but this time it's supported with like a fake kind of canvas, which is really good. And another good point on the shoe is that the laces go into this kind of fake canvas, or whatever you want to call it. The old Nike, if you check out my old review from a couple of years back, the old Nike trainers had those fly wire things. They're like little paracord, little thin paracord that the laces would connect into. And the problem with those is, of course, the shoe would last, but those paracords would snap, and then you'd literally have to throw your shoe away. So this one, I expect that the lacing system is going to last a lot longer. Also, if it damages, it'll be easier to repair because it's anchoring into a solid point. So that's a good point, because you know, if I spend money on a shoe, or even though I got this on sale for about 100 Australian dollars, if I spent money on a shoe, I want it to last. That's the main reason. Okay, so yeah, this is good. Another good point on the front of the shoe here is that there's this fake thick canvas or whatever it is. It's not real leather or anything, it's just synthetic, but it's over the toe. Now that's great, because I did a lot of training in my barefoot running shoe, because usually I get a size smaller. So I did a lot of training without socks. I never used to wear socks because they're so thin and elasticy. That's good, because you get your big toe cuts through the trainer. That's what happened to my old one. The nail on my big toe cut through the trainer. So this is really good again if you've got that area there where the big toe is going to sit, and it's going to make it durable, going to make it last longer. Another good reason you can spend your money on it. The actual sole itself is good. It bends in the right places. If you talk to a lot of chiropractors and stuff, and a lot of physios, they're looking for that bend in the mid toe there, not the whole thing being too squishy. And this is good. It bends nicely in the mid toe. And actually a good feature on this shoe, for the old physio point of view, is that the arch of the shoe is actually a little bit reinforced. So it's got a bit of a thicker bit here, and it doesn't twist. Okay, it twists, and it's not like a high-tech trainer, you know, but for what it is, for a barefoot running shoe intermediate, this is pretty good. Yeah, there's an amount of inner step or arch kind of support protection going on there. And then obviously we're moving on to the 6 mils of padding here, which is going to be good for you. You've got that sort of banana-y shape that's gonna help you with your running. You know, gonna help you with that sort of stride, gonna absorb some of that impact, but still give you that sort of barefoot feeling. So does the trainer work? How does it work? As with their usual, they've got this styration or this cut design, and so far I've had these for more than a year, and yeah, you know, wear and tear wise, they've lasted well, better than you would have thought. Would they stand up to heavy running? I don't know, because I'm not a super heavy runner. But okay, let's look at some of the other points. Another point I'd like to say is the actual insert. So if you have a look here in the insert, the inner sole itself, You can't really see it here, but the inner sole itself is quite well designed. It's strong. It's not coming out. It's not going to break. It goes from thick to thin to thick to thinner. It's molded to your foot, so it's not just a block. You know, it's got design. It's got what's it, ergonomics or anthropometrics. I don't know how you say it, but you guys know what I mean. It's molded to the shape of your foot, which is good. And another good thing as well is this instep is made out of high friction material. This almost feels a little bit like sandpaper. So the good thing about that is this doesn't wear away. So you're not going to burn a hole through this. This is a lot stronger than it looks. It looks like thin, weak foam, but it's actually really tough and durable, even if you don't wear a sock or whatever. So all in all, as a package as a whole at the moment, this is looking like a good shoe. You know, this is looking like a good shoe. So how did I find it over the last year, and what have I used it for? Initially, when you try this shoe on, it feels a bit strange because of these weird sort of nodules here, but it's comfortable. It gives you a good stride. Sometimes with these barefoot shoes, you've got to realize that your stride is actually a bit different, especially when you run. It's not a heel-toe strike. It's like a toe-heel strike. Yeah, because the idea of running barefoot, I used to do a lot of actual barefoot running, is when you actually run barefoot properly, you start to realize how the proprioception of your feet and your body works, and that's how your body like figures out where it is in space, and your own natural shock absorbing capabilities. Although we're always told strike heel toe, you realize when you do barefoot anything, it's actually toe heel, so it changes the way you run completely. Do these do that? No. So from an actual barefoot point of view, these don't really sort of cause that barefoot stride as much. Although I might be biased, I'm not sure, because I've already developed that kind of stride with actual barefoot running and stuff like that, but I don't find I get that feeling from these as I did with my older ones. So have I ended up doing that much running in these? No, because they just make me run normal. So what have I done in these trainers? A lot. Well, mainly I've got another pair of actual running shoes that I use for running, and we can look at those if you guys want. They're just like $100 pair, like a low-end pair of Nike generic running shoe, like the low-end Nike running shoe. I can get back to you guys on that, but anyway, what have I done with this? Okay, so with this shoe, I've done martial arts training. So that's forms, kicks, you know, working out on the ground, whatever. I've done sort of CrossFit style routines. I don't know what you call them, fitness routines, where you're doing like, you know, you're running in between stations. You're doing sets and reps of endurance exercises. So I've done just general training. I've done a bit of weightlifting and stuff as well. Actually, for training and weightlifting, because of the sole is like soft and flexible, but it's also quite strong. For general training and stuff, this is pretty good for an everyday wear trainer. Okay guys, I ran out of light, so I had to continue this in the morning, but let's wrap this up. So this is a great shoe for general wear and a mixed bag of training. If you're gonna run in it full time, then although it is a bit like a normal runner, if you've got any kind of pronation or what, you'll have to be careful. But as most, I think, professional runners or most people who experience running will tell you, they probably do the majority of their running in a normal running shoe, and then maybe 20% or a little bit of their running in like other kinds of barefoot running shoes, etc., etc. So that's what you might want to do. One problem I found for martial arts for this shoe, and the main issue I found is that because of the fabric that it's made out of, I found that when you have to change direction quickly, like if you're running shuttle or something like that, excuse me, your foot actually kind of pushes out of the bounds of the shoe like this. Yeah, and that is a problem I found with this, which is strange because I didn't get it with the older model that had a similar design. but for some reason I get it with this one. That's probably something to do with the angle of the foot, and again it goes back to me telling you that this doesn't really behave like a barefoot shoe, and behaves more just like a normal thin-soled trainer. So I don't know what that's about, but that's what I found when I've been running shuttles. If you're pressing a lot of force into the ground, you're changing direction quickly or something like that. I've found just at times, or doing martial art, that your foot does push out the bounds of the shoe, and that's kind of a main reason why I haven't used this really that much. For those sorts of things, you know, on paper it's a great design and great shoe and whatever, but of course if you've got a shoe where your foot's pushing out of the bounds of the shoe, it's kind of annoying. Could you address it with sizing? Well, the guy at the shop, I'm a size 10. Usually I get smaller sizes, so I might get a size 9 or a size 8 in this kind of shoe, but this I pretty much got a size 10, I think UK size 10. Okay, so actually this says UK size 8.5, so this is actually UK size 10, UK size 8.5. This is actually probably the perfect size, because like I said, you have to go a few sizes down, so I can't even say it's a sizing issue. This shouldn't do that, but it does. I don't know if you guys have experienced, let me know if you have, if you've experienced this sort of thing. But all in all, other than that small issue at the top end of pressure, where the foot escapes the shoe at various angles, at strange angles, other than that, it performs well. And yeah, it's an all right sort of all-round training shoe. I just don't expect miracles from it. Was it a good deal? Well, on sale for me, it was a good deal. But anyway, I'll leave it up to you guys to decide whether this is a good or a not good shoe for you, and whether this problem with the slipping is an issue. But general training, it's not going to happen. Alrighty.